Miss Combos with Laura Newseth. Yahoo! And welcome back to Miss Combos with Laura Newseth. I am back for another card reaction video, and I feel like I haven't seen Vivid Bat Squad in a very long time, although we did have the World Link 2 event. I mean, that was... the what if scenarios are just like, they're not canon. So yeah, to me, I feel like this is the first time I've seen Vivid Bat Squad since the Toya Focus event back in January. Like we're back. We're back on the story arc, and we're back with a brand new Kohane focus, which I'm so excited about. So let's take a look at the event summary. The day of the event where Taiga and Ken will perform has finally arrived. Filled with anticipation, the members of Vivid Bat Squad just couldn't wait for this world-class event to start. However, one thing leads to another, and they end up reuniting with someone they didn't expect to see at this event. Now, who will it be? We will have to wait and find out, but let's take a look at the event logo. This is 100% just a Kohane focus. There really isn't much of a sign for the other members other than these small rings on the bottom of that little ticket looking thing. But yeah, I'm excited. Maybe this will be the event where we see the most character development for Kohane. So let's start with Kohane's brand new Untrained card, and this right here, this looks like a happenstance moment beautifully captured in artwork, basically. Despite the fact that Kohane is clearly in a very crowded space, as soon as she spotted that one person, we still don't know who that person is, in a crowded area, it's just basically her and them. It just looks so beautiful. I did zoom into her eyes because I know in the past they have drawn in the reflection of another person, and unfortunately there's like no one there. But still, I feel like this just beautifully illustrates the type of connection that Kohane clearly has with this other person. Like, nobody else matters. It doesn't matter that it's probably crowded and loud and everything. It's just her and them. Like, it's such a beautifully framed artwork. It kind of looks like a scene straight out of a film. Like, I love this. I love the lighting as well. Like, this is just such a beautiful card, and probably like, no, actually, it's easily one of my favorite Kohane Untrained cards. This is stunning. Now let's take a look at the trained artwork, which we are back in this alternate universe. This is clearly not the USA. I can confirm as an American. This is a fantasy world. It reminds me a lot of the White Day cards, actually, and this is something so different from Kohane. My first instinct when I first saw this, I was like, wait, is this the Miku card? Like, is this the Miku train card? Because the hair is very reminiscent of Vivid Bat Squad Miku. It looks like a combination of Vivid Bat Squad Miku and Magical Mirai 2023 Miku, especially with the detached hair, and it's just hanging by like a little like jump ring. It's just such a cool look for Kohane. It doesn't even look like Kohane to begin with. Apart from her appearance, another thing that really stands out to me is that she looks a lot more confident, and she looks like a natural leader, which has been a long time coming. Obviously, we know she's the unit leader, but she has struggled with her self-worth in the past. But here, we don't see any of that uncertainty. She's confidently holding on to that staff, and she is like ready for whatever battle comes her way, which is very nice to see, because I feel like a lot of fans underestimate Kohane's potential and leadership as well. And here's her trying to prove to everyone that she's definitely worthy of being the leader. I also really like whatever's happening in the background. There's just so much, from the lighting to like the castles and the birds flying. It looks like a very cinematic moment, which I am really enjoying. Kind of reminds me of, if I can geek out a little bit, kind of reminds me a little bit of like Lord of the Rings, like those battle scenes. So I am a big fan of this train card. Moving on to Toya's 4-star card. Yes, he has another 4-star card, and I am broke, but let's move on past that. Here we have Toya, and what's his name? I had to look it up. Slade. Here we have them enjoying some American food, and as a Mexican, I couldn't help but look at the background. We have a taco stand, blissful taco taco. What the hell is that? Okay, we have a taco stand, and here's my pitch to Colorful Palette and Sega. Hey, do you want to consult with a Mexican? I can tell you exactly how a taco stand should look like, because nowhere in the US or in Mexico will you see the tacos standing upright on their own. It's a soft-shelled tortilla. Like, it just looks so funny to me. Like, seeing tacos displayed like you would display like pastries is just so damn weird. Like, I guess there's the first time for everything. But you know what? Toya looks like he's enjoying his corn dog, and then you have Slade with some french fries. I mean, they look like they're enjoying themselves, and it makes me happy seeing Toya looked relaxed for once. And now let's take a look at the trained artwork, and the first thing that came to mind is Danghang. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I did look up a video from a Chinese player of Honkai Star Rail. I'm not super familiar with Chinese phonetics, so I do apologize if I mispronounced it, but it reminded me a lot of Danghang, or Ito's character that he voices in Honkai Star Rail. I don't know if that was intentional, just to give a little nod to another character that he voices, but I feel like it's a nice coincidence if it wasn't done intentionally. But yeah, I feel like it was cool to see. And before you even attempt, don't get me to play this game. I already knew Ito voices in Honkai Star Rail. It's just not my cup of tea in terms of gameplay, so that's why you've never seen me play it, and I will never play that game. But back to Toya. Here we have him with long hair. Well, sort of. It's kind of tied up. The front of his hair kind of looks the same as it usually does, but still it's something a little bit different for Toya, I will say, so I appreciate the slightly different hair. I also do like the background as well. It's not as busy as Kohane's trained card, and there's not much going on in this card other than him, and he looks super elegant in this card. I feel like the hands are drawn so beautifully. I really do admire when people can actually draw very like dainty, elegant looking hands, and they definitely nailed it with this one. And I also really do like seeing their side profile for once. I know we have seen it recently for Toya actually, but like for the most part, a lot of times with Project Sekai characters, they look like they have no nose. So I appreciate seeing that they actually do have a nose for once. So yeah, overall, I feel like this card is not, I don't hate it. I definitely do like it a lot. I just kind of wish it was giving a little something more other than just him standing there looking elegant. That's my only complaint, but I have less than 6,000 crystals and a dream, and I hope to get another Toya hairstyle. Now we have Miku's untrained card. She is the last of the 4-star cards for this event, and the only thing I can think of is if you were to drop your iPhone onto cobblestone, dude, you better you better pray that your phone isn't broken. The fact that it's not broken means Miku has magical powers, okay? And I know that we can talk about her facial expression and her body language like she wants probably Kohane to pay attention to whatever it is that she's pointing at, but yeah, I just see a phone on the ground and I just see the cobblestone, and I can't help but think that was a real life scenario. You can kiss that phone goodbye and hope your insurance actually covers it, but we're in Project Sekai world, so they don't have to worry about that. Miku will take care of the screen. Don't worry. Now let's take a look at Miku's trained card, which I feel like is beautiful. It's not, again, as complex as Kohane's card, but she looks so cute, and I love her with her little braids, las trencitas. Like, she looks so cute. Honestly, I just want to see a Mexican Miku with braids now. I feel like it would look so cute, and I love the way that her dress is flowing in the air. Like, it just looks like such a serene moment caught in time, but I do kind of wish that it was a little bit more dynamic, just so it would play along with Kohane's card. Like, so far, Kohane is the only one going to battle, and then you have Toya and Miku just kind of chilling almost. Like, they're literally both just standing there looking pretty. Which I'm not gonna complain because the cards are beautiful. I just kind of wish they were doing something, but thankfully we have Akito to talk about, and this is the 3-star card for this event. This untrained looks incredible. What the hell? I want to understand why Akito got the most interesting untrained card artwork other than Kohane. I love the composition of this card. I love the close-up on his face as well. You can see it in his eyes that he has so much fire and drive and motivation in him. And then you can also see how hard he's been working because of those like sweat beads on his face. Like they look so realistic. It's crazy. And I love how the background just literally looks like flames. It looks very fantastical, but we know this is supposed to be in the real life world. So yeah, it's like he's emitting so much passion that you can literally see flames all around him. It's such an interesting card, and it kind of makes me wish that Project Sekai would do more card artwork where we have a tight frame on their face. Sometimes they focus so much on like the rest of the body, and I feel like face and the facial expressions can tell so much of a story. So because of that reason, I just really do like this card, and I also like that it's a side profile. Like the face just looks a little bit more dimensional than they typically do for Project Sekai. But now let's move on to the trained artwork, because I know I just said that literally Kohane is the only one going to battle, but that isn't the case because Akito also has that staff and he also looks like he's ready to go to battle, which is very interesting to see that only Kohane and Akito are the ones that are like willing to go into battle. Even just his facial expression and body language, he just looks very confident. Like he looks really self-assured that he can handle whatever is like waiting for him basically, which kind of makes me think I really do hope that Toya isn't regressing on his character development because he wasn't portrayed to be willing to go into battle, but I guess that's something for me to discover once I do read the story. But I really do enjoy this card, again, because I am a big nerd. This does remind me of like a very fantasy world, very Lord of the Rings inspired. So I am a big fan, and I'm so happy this is the 3-star card. At least if I don't get Toya, I'll be really happy with this Akito card. And finally, for the 2-star card, we have Anshiraishi looking really pretty. I mean, I don't have too much to comment on this particular 2-star card. I just really do like the way she looks, and at least we have some movement in the hair and also the clothing as well. So yeah, she looks cute. What else can I say about a 2-star card? So here we have all of the cards that are part of Kohane's brand new focus event. Now that I'm looking at all of them like at a glance, it does seem like it's a new dawn for Vivid Bad Squad, because especially with Toya's, now that I'm looking at it, it does look like the sun is rising. So we might be getting a brand new Vivid Bad Squad now that Kohane is obviously undergoing her own personal change, which is really cool. I'm so excited to read the story. But yeah, my only complaint, which I did kind of voice this throughout the video, I do like the cards. I just kind of do wish that the poses that we see in these cards brought a little bit more movement. I do often speak about having dynamic posing, and for these ones in particular, it just looks like they're standing there posing for the camera. It just looks like a static image. And I know in the past the artists have played around with dynamic posing and movement. I mean, here we do have it with Nene, like she looks like she's drawing the sword, and although it's a static image, you can kind of imagine that movement. And the same here with Honami's card, and also this Rin card, it looks like it's moving, although obviously it's a static image. So I do kind of wish they would play around a little bit more with that, and also with different perspectives, because we usually do get artwork from the same perspective over and over. But those are just some of my gripes as someone who did study art history, and it's just kind of I'm an overall big nerd. That's my problem. I do appreciate that this is something very different for Vivid Bad Squad, and I am very excited to pull, although I don't have that many crystals. So if you're pulling, best of luck. Let me know which card is your favorite. And if you're brand new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to keep up with my content for more Project Sekai videos, discussions. The streams will be coming back in the future. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye bye!